Good afternoon. How are you today? It's wet. It's wet out. It's not raining, but it will. And it's pleasant though. It's a nice day. The colors are always richer, it seems to me, at this time of year when the sun's not direct. And I welcome this vacation from what else is going on. As a guy who cares about the environment and who focuses on our paucity of water and our challenges around the world, even in places in America involving drought on the one hand, floods on the other, people think that balances out, but it doesn't. It's a function of global warming. Then add to it, though, the fact that the American and human actors who are responsible for global warming don't limit themselves to the incidental release of gases into the atmosphere. We have them, they are continuously, all these oil rigs around America are continuously linking some amount of oil all the time into the water. But we've now had this recent breakthrough 12-inch rip in a pipe involving one of the rigs off the coast of California, Orange County, and the report is 144,000 gallons of oil. And so the people on land are scampering, rightly, to protect their shore, protect the wetlands, preserve the beaches that everybody uses. But a second thing has happened, and it is that the people want to bar offshore drilling. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And I don't think it should be limited to the West Coast. And oh yeah, that'd be a real punch in the nose to some businesses. But how many people must die? How many resources, ecological, must be compromised so these guys can go home with a bigger paycheck, which they don't share with their workers, no matter how dangerous or difficult their jobs? It's not acceptable. The human culpability these days is enormous across the board. And the reason is because we don't enforce the law to discourage misconduct. There's no price to pay for cheating. People cheat. Not the best people, but enough of them to put us all at risk. Now, we have a couple of candidates on the Hill. I call them the S&M hostage crew, the duo. As for Sinema, bad movie, R-rated, and Manchin, West Virginia, his people need all sorts of things, but he's not giving it to them because he's getting the business from those who support him. You have to look at what politicians do, not what they say. Sinema doesn't have the imagination, apparently, to say anything that would cover her tracks, which is basically to raise as much money as possible so she get reelected to continue to do the bad job she's doing right now. And Manchin, I don't know why a West Virginia voter would vote for him. One of the poorest states that would profit, in a good sense, by the bills that would bring to them racial equality, not as big a problem maybe there as elsewhere, but also the internal infrastructure that needs such a push. And then there are other things about the environment and so forth. And why is this not a concern to Manchin? Because he worships the god fossil fuels. He worships coal and gas. And this is the problem in America. We're bending toward disaster because A, we've had this bad conduct in the past, whether it be offshore or inshore, and we don't do anything about it. You know, the last oil spill, I think in California, was 1969. So, Santa Barbara. So the big oil spills haven't happened there, but we've had them in the Gulf, and there are those who want to have oil drilling off the East Coast, and so far it's been resisted as far as I know. You never know exactly what's happening. So S&M, I say they're hostage holders, us, because they insist on undemocratic methods to deny to the people even the continuance of the government as proposed by Biden by cutting a narrow slice out of the 60 vote requirement so that we can take care of America, so we can protect it, so we can assure the world that we're in business and we're on solid footing. But these guys don't care. They don't care about that. They don't care about, internal reconstruction and bringing the nation to its best. They don't care about racial injustice. They don't care about so many things that you got to wonder, why are they in Congress? They're nothing more than delivery boy and girl for outside interests with an agenda that's not ours. But, McConnell helped make this possible, and S&M are compromising the Democratic power and authority. And if we don't win the midterms, we're going to be in for a hell of pain, I think. That's why we have to get out and fight. Now, you might get a kick out of the fact that Trump is no longer in the top 400 wealthy people. He's only worth, and I don't think this is true, $2.5 billion. But it's got to drive him nuts that Bezos leads the field with, what is it, $201 billion. Not bad. Now, we celebrate this. We got to ask ourselves, why aren't they sharing our pain? Why aren't they doing something? Another thing we're good at is we're busy attacking Facebook and the funny guy who runs that place. And we're attacking it because the children are victims. Let's stop the music. Whatever happened to parenting? My kid wouldn't have had access to this. Most parents are having this argument with their children for fear that, notwithstanding that Facebook is designing to do this, the claim, well, where are the people that are letting their kids get online? I didn't have a cell phone. There weren't cell phones when I was a kid. But, we have to be sensible about this. And I think in part, we want to choose a common enemy and have somebody look at that rather than what we're doing. What are we doing in Afghanistan? Oh. But what are we doing right here when we had an effort to overthrow our government? Nothing. So it's our job as citizens, we the citizens, we the people, to get these uncourageous, pliable elected officials, Republican and Democrat, to do their job and to lead, LEAD, and take a beating and maybe risk losing your seat. It's not supposed to be that you do the job for you. You do the job for the people who elected you. And if you make an independent decision that they don't agree with, you should be given the heave-ho. But you have to educate them if you want to deviate, and there's no education now. The Democrats lay down on their back, and the Republicans run around telling lies. The Democrats are afraid that there are enough Republicans in their district that they can't tell the truth. The Republicans are certain that they can win. And the more they redistrict and make up districts that fit their electoral profile, the worse it's going to be. So that wasn't very happy. You can mark it off to the rainy day. I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe things will be better. Bye-bye.